Some songs you sing along to, some touch your heart, and some transport you somewhere else. Music reaches us in different ways, and today I want to share one that takes me somewhere else every single time. As a late diagnosed AuDHD person, when I look back at what I've always been drawn to in music, in books, movies, everything, there's this thread of other world. And it's not escapism, but curiosity. What else is possible? What exists beyond what we can see? How could we do things differently? Is there a better way? Is there another way? How many other ways? So today I want to share one of those songs that transports me every single time I hear it. I'm Lucinda, and welcome to The Outsider Within, a space for honest conversations about the experience of being different. And today we're exploring A Forest by UK band The Cure. I discovered them back in the 1980s when I think it would have been In Between Days was in the charts. And I had a friend, Alison, who played their earlier records to me, and I was hooked. So since that time, they have always been my number one favorite overseas band. I have this line in music with Australian music because I could see it live and I was in music all the time, and overseas bands. So The Cure was always my favorite overseas band until the Interrupters have come along. So now they've been shifted to my favorite UK band. What got me about A Forest? Firstly, as you know, I love the bass. And with The Cure, it's always right there. Like it's so tangible and it's nice and high in the mix. And the bass lines are really interesting. I always found them really fascinating to listen to. And with this song, even now, when the song starts, I have to stop and just listen. And let's do that together. But first, I just need to turn up the volume and the bass. It's a lot about the atmosphere for me. There's the moodiness, the sense of being drawn into it. That's an incredible song. I love the way it ends as well there, where you feel like you've just been carried into the forest with that beautiful galloping bass, which is played by Simon Gallup. He's genius. Carried away into the forest on this journey with Robert Smith, the singer, looking, searching, and all of a sudden, like you're lost, and the other instruments fall away, and the bass just keeps going like a heartbeat, just like it's just you alone, just like whoa. It's a bit of an interesting moment. What is it about this song? The moodiness, especially of the intro, because immediately you feel that you're being transported somewhere else. And the bass in particular, because that's what I tune into. Maybe it's the guitar for you, or even the drums or keyboard. Um, I feel like the bass carries me along, like I'm being pulled into the forest or on some sort of, I don't know, like a vehicle just sort of being transported into the forest. It feels dark and spacious and almost endless. And dark as in like nighttime dark, not scary dark. Yeah, this is one of the few bands where I find the guitars really, really important to me as well. Like it's adding the atmosphere to it. Whereas I think a lot of music I listened to when I was younger, guitar was just noisy, and it was just a layer of noise. So I just tune into the bass and the sound of the voice and how that all work together and just sort of block out the rest. But for me, the Cure is one of those ones, it's a whole package, and the guitar is really, really important. So this song was recorded in the late 1970s, which is a really long time ago now, and it's from their 17 Seconds album. For me, this song is really important in the way that it regulates me, because it's not like other songs and the way they regulate me. This has its own little space in me, because what it does is it silences the mental noise, or It's not noise. I'm not going to call my mental activity noise. It's like my ADHD shows up primarily in my mental activity. So it stills all of that, but it also stills everything in my body, everything completely, so that I am immersing in this song. And so it becomes a full sensory experience, especially with headphones on. It used to be a lot of fun. I used to listen to it on a record, and you'd listen to the whole album and just go on this journey through the album. And by the time you get to the forest, it's like, whew, that was incredible. But I like listening to things on repeat. And so as soon as I was able to get it on CD, I just would put this song on and just have it on repeat and with headphones. And it's the most incredible sensory experience for me. So this song is a lot about feeling. It's how the music feels in my body. Now, unfortunately, I've never seen The Cure live, and I know what I love about live music is it's not about hearing and being in everybody's energy. Well, it's a little bit of that, but for me, it's about fully physically, whole body experiencing the music, and it's primarily the bass. Um, but it's brilliant. In terms of the lyrics, there's I would say there's an existential thread through this. So existential philosophy is something that I know Robert Smith's read quite a bit of. Their singer who writes their lyrics. Also something I read a lot of when I was young as well. Um, it's about this song for me is there's a sense of searching for something that's just out of reach, and I hear that in lyrics like this. I hear her voice calling my name. The sound is deep in the dark. I hear her voice and I start to run into the trees. Suddenly I stop, but I know it's too late. I'm lost in the forest all alone. The girl was never there. It's always the same. I'm running towards nothing again and again and again and again and again. I go all tingly just with these lyrics. And it feels like almost like a recurring dream or even a nightmare, with that sense of searching and never quite finding. And personally, that's something I relate to a lot. Not so much the never quite finding, but the searching. I always have felt through my life that I'm questing. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say on that one. I just feel that I've always had that sense that I'm questing, and this I feel that in this song. That's something that resonates with me. And the song, just being lost in the forest, it makes me wonder about that, being so immersed in something that you lose your bearings, your sense of self. And there's this sense of alienation, the sense of separation, of being immersed to the point that you have lost yourself in it. Um, I find that really quite fascinating, just to as a thought to play with in the back of my mind. Yeah, and it also made me wonder: is this about societal rules for someone who doesn't belong within them? And lyrics like this one really get to me as well. Come closer and see into the dark, just follow your eyes. To me, that's about perceiving on levels beyond the main senses, and I've always felt like I perceived beyond just the five senses, picking up on things that I couldn't always explain. Now that I've got my AUDHD diagnosis, that makes a lot more sense, because I do think we do pick up on a lot of detail, a lot of information, and a lot of stuff on other levels. I know I've often had difficulty explaining how I know something, how I notice, how I picked up that information. And I really do think that's about perceiving on the many levels that we do. And maybe this is part of why this song stays with me, because it lets me explore that space without needing to explain. I love this song, obviously, and I highly recommend that you have a listen to the full song without interruptions, and enjoy. So I've got the link in the description below, so please do head on over and have a listen. Now, earlier I shared that this song transports me somewhere else, and I wanted to ask you, do you have a song that does that for you? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I would really love it if you could link it in so we could all watch it on YouTube as well. That would be great. Thank you for joining me on The Outsider Within. Next time, I'll be welcoming an incredible guest who'll share their experience of being different and a song that supported them along the way. May you continue to own what supports you, even when it looks different.